Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Miriam Dittman. I'm the Vice President of Academic Affairs, and it is my honor today to welcome you to our State of the College address and spring convocation. This is a very special time for all of us here at Georgia Piedmont Technical College. Dr. Samama, we are confident that your address will give all of us reasons to continue to celebrate the achievements of our students and another year of excellence for our college. As many of you are aware, we are focused on student success here at GPTC, and scholarships are often critical to that success. You have an opportunity today to support our students. Dr. Samama has donated to the GPTC Foundation copies of his thought-provoking book, Civil Rights to Cyber Rights. With a $15 donation to the GPTC Foundation Scholarship Fund, you will receive an autographed copy of this book. At this time, please stand and remain standing for the presentation of colors by the Clarkston High School Junior ROTC Color Guard under the leadership of Sergeant Andrew Vanderhyde. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. And now, would you please welcome Frederick Jackson, a Georgia Piedmont Technical College database specialist student, as he comes forward to sing America the Beautiful.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains, majesties above the fruited plains. America, America, God shed His grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
We'd like to thank Sergeant Vanderhyde and the Clarkston Junior ROTC Color Guard, and certainly thank you to Frederick Jackson. What a wonderful voice. It is my pleasure at this time to introduce Georgia Piedmont Technical College's Human Resources Director, Lolita Morrison, who will bring a very special welcome. Lolita will be followed by Sadie Denard, who serves as the chair of our board of directors, to bring greetings on behalf of the board. And then representing our students will be Stephanie Jackson, our 2015 Georgia Occupational Award of Leadership, or GOAL, recipient. They will come to the stage in that order. So at this time, please join me in welcoming Ms. Morrison.
Good afternoon. It is my distinct pleasure to extend a warm and appreciative welcome to you, our esteemed guests, on behalf of our visionary leader, President Jabari Samama, our Board of Directors, our Board of Trustees, our students, faculty, and staff here at Georgia Piedmont Technical College. In the audience, we have community and business leaders, faith-based leaders, GPTC retirees, and other friends of the college. We're honored to have you all with us today for our 2015 State of the College Address and Spring Convocation. Your presence, support, and energy signals that you're willing to join us on our path to excellence. At this time, I'd like to acknowledge a few special guests with us today. As I call your name, will you please stand? First, I'd like to recognize our beautiful First Lady, Mrs. Nisha Samama. Also with us are the following individuals: Ms. Patricia Wheeler, Mayor of the City of Stone Mountain; Mr. Dean Moore, Councilman, City of Clarkston; Mr. Richard Oden, Chairman and CEO of the Rockdale County Board of Commissioners; Ms. Katerina Taylor, President of DeKalb Chamber of Commerce; Ms. Nancy Flake Johnson, President, Urban League of Atlanta, one of our very active partnering organizations. May I please have all elected officials in attendance to please stand? Thank you. Lastly, we are also proud to recognize some of our outstanding students who could join us today, those that are recognized on the President's list. Would you please stand? Those on the Dean's list, would you please stand? Expected 2015 Georgia Piedmont Technical College graduates, would you please stand? Thank you.
Thank you, Lolita. Good afternoon. It is certainly my pleasure to bring warm greetings from the members of the Georgia Piedmont Technical College Board of Directors. I'm delighted to be here this afternoon to acknowledge and to celebrate your many accomplishments. We are proud of the many significant developments that have occurred since we gathered here last year for the State of the College event. Dr. Samama's address today will highlight several of the achievements that have taken place. I first became involved with the college as a trustee for the foundation. Back then, this college was still DeKalb Tech. Over the past few years, there have been more than just a name change to take place. You've expanded your territory and enlarged your brand. Your curriculum offerings are more responsive to the needs of business and industry. You've increased your enrollment and graduated students better prepared to meet the workforce demands of today and the future. And most importantly, you have an awesome leadership team committed to ensuring that Georgia Piedmont Technical College is the premier institution within the technical college system of Georgia. Do you agree? Absolutely. So on behalf of the Board of Directors, thank you for your daily contributions of time and talent. Thank you for the many sacrifices you make throughout the academic year. But more importantly, I personally thank you, and thank you on behalf of the board, for the dedication for bettering the lives of our students and our community. Dr. Samama, thank you for all that you do, all that you have done, And the sky's the limit with Dr. Samama in charge. I think you know that by now. He is a beacon of hope for all of us. So keep moving forward. Clearly, the best is yet to come. And thank you for allowing me to bring remarks today on behalf of the Board of Directors. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Stephanie Jackson. I'm a paralegal studies major and the 2015 Georgia Piedmont Technical College Gold winner. As GPTC's Gold winner, it is my privilege to represent this illustrious institution in many settings, and it is certainly an honor to stand before you today and represent the student body. Let me add my own sincere welcome to all of our guests, members of our GPTC Board of Directors and Trustees, our beloved president, and distinguished faculty, staff, and administrators. As I reflect on the theme for today's occasion, on the path to excellence, I want to thank the leadership of the college and all of our partners for working intentionally and diligently to provide the resources to ensure that students like me have an excellent experience. Thank you for making students your #1 priority. Faculty and staff, today, as you hear from our leadership regarding the state of the college, from a student's perspective, I can say that Georgia Piedmont Technical College has set high standards. I know that how the college collectively moves forward is impacted by each and every faculty and staff member. So please know that your personal commitment to excellence and ingenuity has inspired students at this college to push past mediocrity. We are changed, because you inspire us to do nothing less than the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Morrison, Ms. Denard, and Ms. Jackson for your remarks. And now, would you please welcome Heather Pence, Vice President of Business and Financial Services, who will introduce our President, Dr. Jabari Samama. Heather.
Good afternoon. It is with great pleasure that I introduce our President, Dr. Jabari Samama. In conversation a couple of weeks ago with Dr. Samama, I mentioned that I believe I have a purpose greater than I will ever know here at GPTC. It is a calling. I believe we're here to make a difference in the lives of our students and in our communities. It is a blessing to serve with a president that is not only a dynamic leader, but also believes we are all here to make a difference. We are here for that higher purpose. Under his leadership, we are making great strides for the students. Dr. Samama earned his PhD in American Studies from Emory University, his master's from Atlanta University, and his bachelor's from the University of Bridgeport in Connecticut. He represents the college well by serving on numerous boards, including the Georgia Chamber of Commerce, the DeKalb Chamber of Commerce, and the Urban League of Greater Atlanta. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a round of applause for our president, Dr. Jabari Samama.
Well, thank you all very much. Thank you very much for being here. See if I can put my water down without kicking it over. As we marched in, I felt like we all should have been humming, don, 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 don. I started to start it, but my wife probably would have said no. Let Lonnie start it, Good afternoon, and thanks again for attending the Georgia Piedmont Technical College State of the College Address and this balmy, wonderful spring convocation. Who in the world thought of calling this a spring convocation? Number one, we're at February 19th, and this is probably one of the coldest days of the year. So welcome again to the spring convocation. It's a great honor and privilege to stand before you as president of this beloved institution, and I'm humbled by the opportunity to lead our college on its path to excellence. But as you know, this is not a journey that I take alone. First, I'd like to once again thank the members of the Georgia Piedmont Technical College Board of Directors. Would you all stand again? I think I see Sadie Denard, who you've met, Albert Murphy, Mr. Albert Murray, Alan Warren, all the way from Morgan County, and we're going to keep her close to us forever, and Dr. Thomas Coleman. I think I recognize all members. Next, I'd like to recognize members of our trustee board. And we talk about the trustee board, but the difference between the trustee board and the board of directors, the board of directors is sort of the local governing authority, but the board of trustees actually brings in the money. They're the ones that see to our foundation and ensure that we bring in adequate resources for student scholarships, etc. I see from our Board of Trustees, Norma Johnson. I see Brenda Reed and Dr. Susan Ackert, who you all know is the former chair of our Board of Directors, and last but not least, our current chair of the DeKalb County Chamber of Commerce, and also great supporter of the college and member of our Board of Trustees, Mr. Al Edwards. Now, protocol has already been established, and many of the elected officials here have already been acknowledged, but I don't believe by name that we acknowledge Sheriff Jeff Mann. Would you stand? Thank you very much for being here. And I'm not sure if we recognize by name my good friend, State Representative Ron Mayo. Thank you very much for being here. Now, are there any other elected officials that we did not or we failed to recognize by name? If so, stand at this time, please. Robert Hogan. Robert Hogan. And very happy to have you with us. Thank you. Now, I would be remiss if I did not recognize by name who's already been presented to you, but my lovely wife of 30 plus years, Nisha Samama. A long-suffering wife, how would you say? But to all of you who are here, business leaders, partners, friends, students, employees, thank you for your attendance. Thank you very much. Now, there are three groups that I want to recognize at this point, and they're the last three groups I'm going to recognize, but certainly not the least. They represent the heartbeat of our college and the true reason why we're here each and every day. First, I want to recognize all of our students who are here. They are in college to pursue their dreams, and we want to help them realize their dreams. So would you join me in giving a round of applause for all our students who are here? Those who are in this room, and those who are in this college, and those who are taking courses virtually. Next, I want to recognize our hardworking staff that dedicates each of its workday to meeting the needs of our students and meeting the needs of our college. Would you please join me in giving a warm round of applause for our staff? And last but not least, I want to recognize our faculty who year after year share their knowledge and tap into the innate wisdom that students bring from their rich and diverse experiences. Please give a round of applause, the warmest round of applause to our wonderful, dedicated faculty. I can assure you they do not do it for the money. They do it because they love our students and they're dedicated to the mission of this college. Well, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, I'm proud to report that the state of our college is strong. Let me say that again. I don't think you heard me. The state of our college is strong. And we are on our path to excellence. By most metrics or statistics that measure success, including the scorecard at our technical college system, the state of our college is strong. And looking at our growth, Community College Week ranked Georgia Piedmont the 34th largest growing two-year college among the 1,700 community and technical colleges in the United States of America. I think that's worth applauding for. Such growth indicates that the community has confidence in the quality of education we provide. Students believe that when they walk into our doors at North Indian Creek Drive here in DeKalb County, Colby Road in Newton County, Marbutt Road, or a Beaufort Highway, they're walking into infinite possibilities of great careers, improved quality of life, and the pursuit of the American dream. Even here at home, the Atlanta Business Chronicle, in its book of lists, ranked Georgia Piedmont as one of the 10 largest technical colleges in the state and 25 largest colleges and universities among the 57 higher education institutions in the metropolitan area. We are on our path to excellence. Another way I think we can measure our strength is how successful we've been in implementing our strategic plan. In our strategic plan, we focus on educational, engagement, management, and communication excellence. Now, time will not allow for me to discuss all of our accomplishments over the last 12 months, and I'm sure many of you saying that's a good thing. Like we've had no audit findings in our finances, national awards and citations, and national student competition like Skills USA. We had a wonderful fall convocation in the fall. It was really fall then, where we honored our esteemed retirees and successful alumni. But please allow me just to take a few minutes today, and I won't keep you long. Like Elizabeth Taylor said to her seventh husband, I won't be keeping you long. So I won't keep you long. Some of you are too young. You probably don't know who Elizabeth Taylor is. But let me just focus on a few. And first, I'd like to talk about our dual enrollment program. It's growing and it's making significant strides. In fact, we had a 53% increase in student enrollment over the last year. Now, for those of you who may not be that familiar with dual enrollment is extremely important because it lowers the cost of higher education by allowing qualified high school students to take college credit courses while they're in high school. For every year of college credit earned in high school, it lowers the cost of college by $5,000 to $7,000. And upon graduation from high school, students can have earned a high school diploma in one hand and a technical college certificate or diploma or associate's degree in the other hand. Now, if that were to occur, the average family could trim about $12,000 off the educational costs per student at a minimum. And I think all of us could agree that that is a good thing. Now, I'm proud that nearly 600 high school students at 20 different high schools and more than 3 school systems in our area are dual enrolled right now at our college. And on the path to excellence, Dr. Irvin Clark, who is our Vice President of Student Affairs, and his staff see this 600 number growing to 1,000 in the not-too-distant future. Dr. Clark, could you please stand and be recognized and give him and his staff a round of applause for all the good work that they're doing in the dual enrolled program. Another successful program that we've implemented to bridge the gap for our students, and Dr. Clark had a lot to do with this one too, is our Sankofa Scholars program. Now, this program targeted disadvantaged men in an effort to increase their chances of graduation. And in addition to an emphasis on scholarship, these students learned the importance of public service and developing strong character. And I'm glad to report that we are opening this initiative to all students, both male and female, beginning in the fall. Now, with all the Sankofa scholars who are here today, please stand. Those gentlemen in the back with the beautiful blazers on, please come forward. And as you come forward, you don't have to come all the way up. Please give them a round of applause. Of course, if you want to come up, you can come up. And I said we're opening it to all students in the fall, so we'll have some of our wonderful female students be part of the Sankofa Scholars starting this fall. And I think that's a good thing. Our commitment to developing strong students can best be gauged by our commitment to developing strong academic programs. And we assess the strength of our academic programs by observing new and expanding programs in our curriculum. And among some of the new programs that we're offering are recording arts technology. And you all know how big the music industry is in this area. So right now, at this college, we're offering a degree in recording arts. We're also offering a program in transit technology and cyber forensics technology. The recording arts program represents an expansion of our popular design and media technology program. And there are growing numbers of students right here at our college who are majoring in this program to get a chance to serve on the crews of The Walking Dead, associate produce The Vampire Diaries, or work in roles behind the camera for many other movies and television programs that are being produced right here in DeKalb County and throughout our service area. Now, we're planning to offer even additional programs. And I know my wife will be happy to hear this, early childhood arts integration, bringing arts back in to early childhood education, medical coding, and auto maintenance and detailing. And these programs will be up and running in the next academic year. Now, while our strength can be measured in the rate of our program expansion, it can also be measured in the national accreditations that we've received. Last year, our Law Enforcement Academy received a national accreditation from the Commission for Accreditation of Law Enforcement Agencies, known as CALEA. And this was the only such program in Georgia to be honored with such a distinction. And we're not through yet. We have several other academic programs that have industry accreditation as well. And they are air conditioning technology, clinical laboratory technology, electrical and computer, engineering technology, a medical assistant, paralegal, and paramedic programs. And faculty, let me know if I left out any other industry programs, because I know you will. And further, we're on the process of earning national accreditation for our early childhood care and education programs. Now, obtaining industry accreditation is important, I believe, because it reaffirms the standards of our teaching that we offer our students, but it also further guarantees that they will be ready upon entering the workforce. Now, few industries illustrate this idea more than the transportation and transit industries. Just ask one of our favorite partners, Marta, about our partnership and the importance of our partnership. Through federal funding, we were able recently to expand our transit training program, by the way, the only accredited transit training program on the Eastern Seaboard. And I didn't say in Georgia, I said on the Eastern Seaboard. And we are opening a newly expanded teaching laboratory that will be paid for by grants we receive from the U.S. Department of Labor. This expansion is important because it will allow us to do more training with MARTR, and which I already mentioned is a major partner in other transit and transportation companies. And the ribbon cutting for this laboratory will take place within the next 3 weeks. And I hope that we'll have better weather to offer you, but I would hope all you who are able to join us in this celebration, who are here to join us tonight, will be able to join us in that celebration of accomplishment as well. The work we've done in transportation at our site near Lithonia and the many transportation, logistics, utilities like our partnership with Georgia Power, and transit organizations we partner with have laid the foundation for us to seek funding for a state-of-the-art facility where we can expand our existing programs and add new ones like alternative fuels and warehousing and storage. Our team, under the direction of our new Vice President of Economic Development, Dr. Jeff Stevenson, will submit drawings and a proposal for us to get started within the next month on this ambitious undertaking. Dr. Stevens joined us just a few months ago, so Dr. Stevens, will you please rise? We stole him from Florida, and already he's hit the ground running on the path to excellence. We know that state-of-the-art teaching facilities are required to train a heavily skilled 21st century workforce. Using our college foundation, I hope my trustees agree, and searching for creative financing options, we hope to bring to the citizens of Georgia and the members of our service area the best educational facilities at the best possible values. We're also expanding our adult education program. As many of you already know, we are the largest provider of adult education in the state of Georgia. In fact, in 2014, we received an award from the technical college system for meeting all fiscal year negotiated federal benchmarks. And I'm happy to report that just this semester, adult education was reintegrated back onto our main campus, where it belongs. Where it belongs. And from the reports I've received from Dr. Echols and her staff, that our students love being part of this college environment and are even more motivated to continue their education upon earning their high school equivalency diploma on their path to excellence. All of the things we've said about educational programs are wonderful, and I think we all can agree. But the best indicator of our strength is successfully placing our students in good jobs and promising careers. Our job placement rate is 98.4%, and within the field of study, 84.4%. Let me repeat that. I don't think you quite got that. I don't think you quite got the significance of that. Our job placement rate is 98.4% and 84.4% in their fields of study. Ladies and gentlemen, that means that if you complete a program of study from here, you're going to get a job. That's what that means. And I think that's worth applauding for. Being on a path to excellence means understanding the close relationship between employee satisfaction and student satisfaction. And this is why we work so hard to boost the morale among our faculties and staff and to give them recognition for their many accomplishments. In fact, just by example, tomorrow, Dean Katrina McClendon will meet with Dr. Jill Biden, the wife of the Vice President, at the Achieving the Dream Conference in Baltimore, Maryland. When a member of our team gets an opportunity to have such an experience like this, we delight in their good fortune. There are some fringe benefits of being in higher education that go beyond the high salaries we pay. Closer to home, we have successfully implemented a number of professional development activities and employee appreciation events. In August of this last year, and I was very proud of this, we had our first Faculty Institute. And this was a great idea that emanated from the faculty. It was planned by the faculty, and many of the faculty participated as presenters and panelists. Wonderful occasion. In addition, we've established a Center of Teaching Excellence, recognizing that education is a dynamic field that requires constant learning. The more current our faculty is, the more prepared our students are once they enter the workforce. And at the end of the day, nothing goes farther than giving recognition or saying a mere thank you for a job well done. And we've put in place a number of programs and initiatives in our effort to say just that. In fact, in 2 consecutive years, we were able to provide supplements for our full-time faculty and staff, as well as a salary increase for employees whose pay is below a livable wage in this economy. And that was not something we were doing prior to the time the immediate time that I came. And all the things that we've accomplished, I'm very proud of that accomplishment, because we could never pay faculty or staff what they're actually worth in terms of their true value. But we do the best we can do with the resources we have to say to our hardworking employees that we see you and we respect your work. What you do moves us on the path of excellence. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in applauding our faculty and staff for the wonderful job they do each and every day. Now, very important and critical to the strength of our college is our commitment to developing the whole person in terms of our human resources and in terms of our students. In achieving the long-term health of our college through our Be Active program, which I give a lot of credit for my wife and her leadership for this vision, we're moving forward with a fitness center that opened just this month, expanding our dining service area, and I'm sure our students can say amen to that, and continuing our emphasis on wellness and holistic health. You know, the kind of issues that we are facing in our community with diabetes and heart disease, we have an obligation and a responsibility as a community college in this community to do something about the health of the individuals in our communities and the communities as a whole. Further, there's been a long-standing need for transportation support for our students, 60% of whom are on public transportation in addition to our faculty and staff. And on the path to excellence, we're offering shuttle service first from Kensington and our North Indian Creek MARTA stations, and eventually connecting the Newton and DeKalb campuses. Because when we do this, I believe this will make us one Georgia Piedmont, and this will make more college courses available for our students regardless of where they live. Thank you. When I arrived at Georgia Piedmont 3 years ago, and it seems like it was just yesterday, I talked about the college embarking on a journey to excellence. We would strive to achieve our best in everything we did, and I did everything I could to make folks understand that this was not rhetoric. This was our calling. Echoing the words of the great Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, whatever your life's work is, do it well. The West African Sankofa bird from the Akan people in Ghana represents our philosophy. We believe as this mythical bird that no one should be left behind. And it is our collective responsibility to help transform lives and to help transform communities. At our college, we do the best we can not to leave anyone behind because the stakes are too high and the costs are too steep. I remember once as a young poor kid growing up in Columbia, Missouri, man, we were poor. In fact, we were so poor in Columbia, Missouri, that I remember taking my friends to the worst part of the ghetto and saying, you know, although we're in the ghetto, this better part of the ghetto is where I lived. I was pretty ashamed of where we actually lived. The truth of the matter is I was born in a three-room flat that had no indoor toilet, that had only cold water, that would not grow grass in what was called a yard. I remember constantly fighting with and dodging the rats that seemed to be the size of cats. And I was really ashamed of where I lived. But it was teachers, and it was coaches, and it was family members who made me feel that I was really somebody, that despite my lot in life, despite the poverty, they made me believe in myself, and they encouraged me, and they made me feel that I could be somebody, that I could do anything that I set my mind to and my heart to, regardless of my station in life. And at that time, ladies and gentlemen, I swore that if I ever got into a position of power or authority where I could help someone, where I could help the less fortunate, that I would never forsake them, and that I would never turn a blind eye to them or a deaf ear to their cries. And I've tried to be true to this commitment. And I've called upon all of those around me to join me in this commitment. Ladies and gentlemen, our community's cry out today for us to give a helping hand. And we must continue to reach back. And we must continue to help our students and those in our community help themselves. And we must understand that this is what we are called to do at this very day, during this very time. Because if not us, who's going to do it? If not now, when is it going to be done? The community is not just a neighborhood where we live, my friends. Our community is a sense of belonging. It's like a global village, both local and international. We have over 88 nations represented at our college that speak over 100 different tongues. It's a virtual community, and it's an actual community. And this is why we talk about developing both artists and artisans. Artists and artisans. This is why we see that our students are all students. This is why we know that education today is lifelong. Because when you stop learning, you might as well stop breathing. This is why we want to diminish all of these artificial boundaries. If we just get folks to understand that these artificial boundaries that lock us into K-12 and technical colleges and university silos, all students are our students. And again, I quote the great Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, who once said in describing his beloved community, we are all inextricably bound to one another. To help us keep our perspective clear in matters of this nature, we invite important civil rights leaders like Presidential Medal of Honor recipient Reverend Dr. C.T. Vivian, who was our last year's commencement speaker on our campus. We also invited the former U.S. Secretary of Education, Dr. Rob Page, who spoke at our Southern K-14 Education Innovation Summit this past October, about education being a sacred civil right. We intend to host the Innovation Summit again in October, along with the Thomas Laken Institute for Mentored Leadership, where we take seriously the responsibility of mentoring the next generation. And also the Carolyn Grubbs Williams Leadership Institute. And we're also going to host the Presidential Roundtable, which is a 26-year-old think tank and support group consisting of minority community college presidents, which we have only out of the 1,700 community colleges, a little over 100 minority presidents, which I am one. You all know. These events remind us of our obligation to our brothers and sisters. And it reminds us that to be an educator is not a job. It should not be viewed as a job, but should be viewed as a calling. Because we are to hold on to a special trust, the rights and obligations to pass on the wisdom of life's secrets to those who kneel before us as they drink from the fountain of knowledge. And symbolically, that is exactly how our students view it. As we continue on the path to excellence, Georgia Piedmont remains determined to find new ways to be more impactful and more helpful and more meaningful to our students and to our community. Now, I'd like to close my address today with some additional good news, and I hope you can agree that you have heard some good news today. But I'm going to give you a couple other bits of good news, and then I'm going to take my seat. Recently, the Technical College System of Georgia Board of Directors approved our request to lease a 50,000 square foot facility in South DeKalb that was already upfitted for higher education. This allows us to expand adult, technical, and continuing education starting as soon as the summer of 2015. Now, here's the significance of this. We will be able to serve at minimum 3,000 more students in this community, which is in a section of DeKalb County comprised of 336,000 Georgians. South DeKalb is comprised of 336,000 Georgians. And among those citizens are 45,000, at least 45, a minimum of 45,000, I think the number is higher, who are without a high school diploma. Do you realize 45,000 is bigger than most counties in the state of Georgia? But to ensure that these citizens have a chance to get on a path of excellence, we plan to offer our most comprehensive adult education program available, including accelerated opportunities for employment. We also plan to open an entrepreneur and business development center in conjunction with the DeKalb Development Authority, as well as provide community space for meetings and events much needed in that part of our county. Now, this will be a real big move for our college in South DeKalb, an area larger than most cities, and as I said, most counties in the state. And don't you think it's about time that our college, which has been around since 1961, embraces its mandate to serve all our citizens in need? It's worth clapping for. Finally, I'm excited to introduce the Georgia Piedmont Initiative. This program will assist men and women who are unemployed and underemployed or lacking the proper academic professional credentials to obtain the necessary training to gain employment within strategic industries as identified and funded by Governor Nathan Deal and the Georgia General Assembly. And let me just share with you some of these strategic industries. And by strategic industries, what we are referring to are industries where there is a shortage of skilled workers. These are healthcare technologies, information technologies, practical nursing, early child care and education, diesel engine mechanics, commercial truck driving, and welding. Not only are these industries where there's a shortage of skills, these are also industries where the starting pay is much higher than the starting pay of other jobs in the market. Now, there are 4 additional programs that Governor Deal is recommending for this year: precision manufacturing, certified engineering technician, commuter programming, and film and set design. And if these programs, these 4 additional ones are approved, they will also be eligible for the Georgia Piedmont Advantage, and we intend to offer these programs here at our college. You know, it's an interesting concept because part of what we are saying is that even if you've dropped out of high school, if we can find you and enroll you in this program, even if you think you have no hope, even if you think you are structurally outside of the economy, we can find you and we can train you and educate you in one of these high-demand fields, and you can have hope. You can move from poverty and no hope to the middle class in the American dream in 24 months or less. And this is not a theory. We are already planning for this program. We're already marketing this program. We will streamline the admissions and enrollment process, and we will provide students in this program, as we do students in all programs, with the support that they need, working with community partners to remove financial and other personal barriers that persistently deny good, hard-working people a chance to achieve their dreams. We believe this initiative will be a game changer. Already we're getting a phenomenal response from the community, the criminal justice community, the faith-based community. I want all of you to partner with me in college to help spread the word about this initiative. Let people know that there is a way for them to achieve personal and professional success if they participate in the Georgia Piedmont Advantage. If you're a faith leader, do we have any faith leaders among us today? If you are a faith leader, I ask you to help us promote this initiative among your congregation. If you're an industry leader, I need you to hire some of our graduates from the Georgia Piedmont Advantage, knowing that you will have a better qualified employee than exists in the general workforce. And I need you to understand, if you're an industry leader, that we're going to have to stop denying people employment because they had a felony 10 years ago or 15 years ago. If you've been through this college and you've made it through this faculty, you are a transformed person and you need a second chance in life. And I'm going to be hitting the ground hard, and I'm going to be challenging industry leaders to hire these Georgia Advantage workers, students. Invest in their future. Matter of fact, if you are a family member, if you know people in your family who could take advantage of the advantage, one of the things you could do to help us is by bringing them to us and invest in them by paying the $25 application fee. Just bring them to college. Write a check for $25 and say, this is my investment, this is the start of my investment in you. Let him or her know, like the Sankofa bird that we talked about, that he or she does not stand alone and that he or she will not be left behind. Well, as I stated early in my presentation, the state of the college is strong. We are moving in the right direction, and we are on the path to excellence. Any accomplishments, let's make no mistake about this, are attributed to all of us. Many of you in this room today, internal and external stakeholders. Together we have begun the journey to transform lives and to improve our communities. And I believe you believe, that we have a moral imperative to stay on this course that we're on. Join us on our path to excellence. Thank you. God bless you, and God bless Georgia Piedmont Technical College.
Thank you, Dr. Samama, for your inspiring message. Please give him another round of applause. Thank you. It has been an honor today to preside over this program, and I want to thank you for affording me the opportunity to serve in this capacity. And now, to bring our closing remarks, please join me in welcoming our Vice President of Community Engagement and Public Affairs, Cynthia Dorsey Edwards.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Dr. Dibman, and thank you again, Dr. Samama, for that informational and inspirational address with an achievable call to action for our community. Let's give him another round of applause. Thank you. As we close, we want to thank each of you for your attendance this afternoon, as well as for your continued support of our college. We want to thank and acknowledge all who worked so hard to make this program a success. Will the members of the President's Cabinet please stand? Along with our Public Relations Director, Zandra Brown, who served as committee chair for this event. Ms. Brown? Okay, let me take my glasses off. And all other members of the Planning Committee, will you stand? If you're already standing, wave your hand. Thank you. Thank you again, Frederick Jackson, for your outstanding rendition. Although you completed Oberlin Conservatory, we're excited to call you one of our students too. So thank you. Now guests, following our recessional, we invite you to join the Georgia Piedmont family for a reception in your honor, which will be held in our atrium. I also want to remind you of the opportunity to stop by a table in the lobby to support our Student Scholarship Fund. And as we end our program, we hope that you have a great evening and safe travels. Now everyone, will you please stand and remain standing for our recessional? Thank you very much.